Morning, Bulldogs, specifically our Block 7 class. I just changed to another view of the room that you normally see because the window was making a little bit too much glare. Maybe that works a little bit. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great spring break. I hope you made it through those storms okay last night. All those things. For those of you that don't check in every day and just on your scheduled day, I wanted just to give you guys a thank you to quite a few people from Block 7 reached out concerned about poor little Budley. You could see I was sort of distraught there the week before before break. That was a rough week. Unfortunately, she did go to doggy heaven on Friday, that first day of break. So we had a rough week leading up to that, and we've had some rough times after. My kiddos miss her, as you can imagine, and she was very much a part of our routine in quarantine. Um, you know, uh, we actually go outside and say the pledge every morning. We have a flag on our porch, and that's how we start our day. And the kids would hold her for that, and then she'd sit on their lap as we did our classwork. So, that was rough, but a lot of people are experiencing rough things during this quarantine with losing jobs and people being sick and losing loved ones, which is, of course, much more serious. So I hope you guys are all safe and healthy. And I just wanted to thank you for everyone that reached out. And there's many reasons why I love working at STEM, and it's mostly because we have teachers and students like you guys who are thoughtful, and I appreciate that. But anyway, let's get on to the news. This is meant to be a short video, and here I am talking like a lot. So April 22nd, 2020. The New York Times, these are some of the headlines that I literally just copied over. Feel free to go to the New York Times to read them in more detail. And if you do, let me know. I'd like to know if what I'm suggesting, you guys actually look into stuff. The first article on the top left was that they are now discovering, the health officials in Santa Clara County in California, that the first cases of coronavirus came in weeks earlier than they thought, in the middle of February. And the people that they now realize had it did not travel. So somehow they already got it from other people in the community, which means more people had it than we thought, and it was here earlier than we thought. I've heard lots of people say, like, I think I actually had it back in before it was here. So maybe there's some truth to that. If you did see my video yesterday, I mentioned that Governor Cuomo of New York would be meeting with the president at the White House. And when it was there, the president vowed to help New York with testing. There also was an article that Chinese agents, so think sort of like spies, were spreading messages to help increase panic in the United States. So it says that some people were actually getting text messages or things on social media like, hey, we're going to go into complete shutdown. The president's going to come close down everything and sending in the troops. If you got a message like that or saw something like that, they're saying that the Chinese were actually behind that. And the article states how they're sort of mimicking some Russian tactics and how they used social media for the prior election. So something that our intelligence community needs to or will be looking into, and we'll see if we get any feedback on that. So this graph is about the new cases reported every day in the United States. Yesterday, the 2 states had big numbers. Big makes it sound like it was good, but it's not. California and also, unfortunately, New Jersey had a highest day of increase yesterday. So make sure you're being careful, and I hope you guys are staying home. And for those of you who have people in your family that need to go out, I'm thinking of you guys, and hopefully you're taking as many precautions as possible. I actually, my dad lost one of his first cousins to it. He was from Rahway, only 50 years old. Sadly, I did not really know him, but things start to hit home when you hear things like that. So April 22nd, still today. This is the BBC top stories. This is something that was not on the New York Times top page, but it said that the second wave of this virus could be even worse. So the fear is that if we're not all vaccinated and tested by next year, the second wave could come in the winter. So this really started to hit us this year after the flu pandemic started to succeed. So it's saying if the flu happens at the same time that the coronavirus happens next year, we could be in for some trouble. And they're encouraging people to really get their flu shots for next year to prevent sort of like a double whammy of this happening. So we'll see more on that as those months get closer. It still seems so far away right now, and every day seems so long, right? I reported like I'm not a reporter here. Was it Monday? If you do see them every day, about a mass shooting in Canada and Nova Scotia. Canada does not have a history of gun violence. The silver lining, it's sort of happy and sad news, that the United States March had no school shootings, and that was the first month without a school shooting in like 20 years. So Canada, this was not a school shooting, but it was a guy on the rampage, and the death toll was originally, was it 19? But I guess some people unfortunately succumbed to their injuries, so the death toll continues to rise from that. There was also an article about what other countries are doing. Some states in the United States are lifting restrictions. Some countries are starting to lift restrictions. Spain says they are extending their mid-down until mid-May, which is currently to what ours is too. So we'll see what happens. I downloaded this thing when I was trying to make those fancy videos a few weeks ago, and now I have to keep getting those notifications here. All right, so today, I didn't put any images up. I apologize. Today's plan. Okay, so today we have a journal. It's a little bit different than how we normally do a journal, but I want us to try to get the idea of still having a discussion. So it is on Flipgrid. Go on Canvas. There are step-by-step instructions on how to do it. If you're not comfortable speaking, you can still share on the screen your text. If you're not comfortable sharing your face, you do not need to. I have like some classes, no one showed their face. Some classes, everyone showed their face. It's totally up to you. My daughter has to do live Google Hangouts every day with her classes, and not once has she yet shared her face, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't want anyone to be uncomfortable. Though it will be nice for those of you that want to speak to hear you guys again. There is an optional video on there where you can just say hi. No one's done that in all my classes yet this week, but if you want to, sometimes you just need an outlet to do something creative or something different. Feel free to use it. So the journal is on Charles Dickens. It's from a passage of Hard Times. We will be reading part of Hard Times probably next week. As it relates to the Industrial Revolution. I think you will find this quote very relevant to what we are experiencing right now. Okay, also don't forget the April project. It is up on Canvas. It says National Poetry Month project for April. I have examples. If you go back and watch my early April update videos, I gave examples. I didn't make another one for today. I was students have been turning them in. I'll be sharing them. I know there's one for tomorrow. So if you stop back tomorrow, you can see another example. A student did another example where he even recorded his voice, Wilkins. So I have that on YouTube. You can see that example as well. He did a great job. I'll probably put it on Canvas as well. If you have any questions, email me. I'll be around today. Obviously during this school day, so I can respond with any questions. Also, I know this class, there weren't really many, or weren't any podcasts, but have you finished up any contests? Have you done any more? I want to end up make sure you giving you guys credit for people that have done things. Probably next week I'll reach out about that a little bit. I want to say that this assignment today should not take you very long. Right, like a journal entry is usually just like 10 minutes in class. It will take you a little bit longer to set it up or record it, but that's about it. Our next class will be one Google form. That's it. That will not take you long. So that way you have some time to work on the National Poetry Month project, which honestly is not a very labor-intensive project. That shouldn't take you incredible time either. So I just wanted to tell you that next class's assignment will be short because I have that in mind. Also, today is Earth Day. I don't know what you can do for Earth Day. I'm going to try to have my kids. We live near a county park, so maybe we'll clean up some litter if or something. If you can't always go out and plant trees this year. But if you do anything in mind for Earth Day, I don't know, you do something mindful. I don't know. Feel free to share. I hope everyone is well. I miss you guys, and I look forward to seeing your responses today because I missed those journal discussions days. You guys always did a great job with that, and I know you'll continue to do so. All right, so that's it. Have a good day. Be well, Bulldogs.